Like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
The Eagles' Brian Johnson, a rare black QB coach, will be a star. Smith was a latecomer to football, having only played the game in 9th grade, while Johnson had been training for it since middle school. So while Smith was preparing for a season that would see him as a Heisman finalist and top pick, would end up in the NFL draft, he was akin to someone who had graduated early from high school, using the complicated football terminology night movie sessions. Where Smith went, Johnson followed during the season. Smith and Johnson went to Mullen's house on weekends to go to watch games, play pool and ping pong, and fortify themselves with food prepared by Mullen's wife, Megan. Pizza and mac and cheese, guacamole and fries and queso. They arrived around 10 a.m. and spent 12 hours playing games, go through, discuss strategy, and eat. Johnson is now a 35-year-old quarterbacks coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, whose knowledge and passion for the game inspired him in the Super Bowl. Find all, coaches an MVP runner-up in Jalen Hurts. The leap Hurts made in his second season as a full-time starter has been credited to his reputation as a hard worker, but also to mentoring Johnson, one of football's fastest rising and most desirable assistants. In each of the last 6 seasons, at least 18 full-time NFL head coaches had primarily an offensive background, and no more than 13 had significant defensive experience. During this period, Anthony Lynn and David Culley were the only black coaches hired from a predominantly attacking background. But black coaches rarely find themselves in the quarterback room, which prompted the NFL last May to expand a Rooney rule that requires teams to interview a minority candidate. Johnson, New Orleans' Ronald Curry and Tennessee's Charles London are the only coaches of black quarterbacks in the NFL. Kansas City's Eric Bieniemy is currently the only black offensive coordinator. Marcus Brady, Byron Leftwich and Pep Hamilton also served as offensive coordinators this season. Mullen was impressed with Johnson when he first attended Robert E. Lee High School in Baytown, Texas on a spring recruitment trip. Johnson dominated the field and instilled confidence on offense with his decision-making and precision. Easily recruited but obviously talented, Johnson was exactly the kind of under-the-radar recruit that Utah was happy to snap up and add to a collective group with chips on their shoulders. Upon returning to campus, Mullen gushed about Johnson to Utah's then head coach Urban Meyer. Johnson studied with Smith for a year and appeared in a BCS Bowl win against Pittsburgh just weeks before his 18th birthday. He led the school to an unbeaten campaign as a senior, including a 31-17 win over Nick Saban and Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. Before he left, Johnson even made the cover of NCAA Football 10, an unprecedented presence for a player from a Mountain West school. His first experience in the league is taking such an unproven guy and really developing him. That's a rarity in the NFL, Smith said. Developing a man just doesn't happen. So often it's like, we want a guy to come in, and if it comes in right away, great, but if it doesn't, we go ahead and look. Check out what Jalen did out of the bag as a passer. It is really a credit to all these guys. And for Brian to be in the middle of it is just such a great experience. A lot of people feel that when the stakes get higher they have to be something else. He is so comfortable with who he is and with his knowledge base and he hasn't changed. He is the same old me, Smith said, adding that he expects Johnson to make a conscious move on his next career move. You want to choose your spots.